Number line and directed number. What is a number line? Is it like that? No, it is just a curve. There should be numbers. Oh, I see. Like this one. There are numbers here. Not exactly. It should be a straight line with all the numbers, like this one. Oh, I see. But not quite. What's the problem? The numbers should be evenly distributed in order. Oh, this one is quite. Numbers are for representing order and value. We can have the numbers positive and negative. A number line is a scaled straight line with one end pointing positive and the other negative. That is one. The numbers are arranged orderly along with 0 as origin here. 0 as the origin. And the right hand side or the upward side are usually taken as the positive, while the other is negative. These are called direct numbers. We have positive 1 as 1 unit more than 0 and negative 1 as 1 unit less or below 0. Other integers, both positive or negative, are arranged linewise onward, while fractions or decimals lie in between. Here we have positive 3 here, and we have positive 5 here, and positive 5.3. And also we have 0 here, and we have 2 here, we have 3 here, lying in between we have 2.5. And here below 0 this is negative 1, and this is negative 4 and negative 5, and in between we have negative 4 and 1/3. A number line is a graphical representation showing how the numbers are related to each other. Some are further apart from 0, some are closer. Some is on the positive side and some is on the negative side. Here we come to the addition and subtraction of the direct numbers. We indicate the value we want to show with a cross and an arrow, and show the operation addition by advancing upwards towards the positive side, and subtraction by moving backward. Here, we can give an example. Positive 5 plus 3. We have positive 5 here. When we want to add 3, we just go forward by counting 1, 2, 3, 3 units upward. So it is positive 8. When we want to subtract 4 from positive 8, we just go backward 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it comes to positive 4. Taking notice that there is a plus sign or a minus sign in front of the number. We call this a direct number, or we can call it a positive sign or negative sign. This determines the position of the number on the number line. One more example. If we now have negative 6 here, then it is indicated like this. By adding 3, we have negative 6 adding 3 units. So we goes up by 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 steps. Okay, here we come to negative 3. And if we want to subtract 5 from it, so we come from negative 3 and goes backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We count back 5 steps. So it comes to negative 6, negative 8. Okay? So negative 5 minus, so a negative 3 minus 5 becomes negative 8. Multiplication of side numbers. In multiplication, we have to determine first the side and then the product of the result. Here are the rules of determining the sign. When the first side is positive, the second side remains. The result remains that of the second side. So when the first side is positive here we have the plus sign here that follows the second one, and the negative side here that follows the second one. Or we can take it this way. If the two sides are positive, or if the two sides are the same, are equal, then we have the positive side here on the result. If the two sides are different, then we have a negative side on the result. Okay, when the first side is negative here, then the second side reversed. When the first side is negative here, both here are negative, then the result is the reverse of the second side, from positive to negative. Or here we have negative to positive. Or we can take it this way. If the two sides are different, then we have a negative side as the result. And if we have the two sides the same, then we have a positive side. We have a positive side for the result. Example. First, we determine the sign and then the product. Here we have positive 5 here as the first one, and negative 3 here as the second one. So the first side is positive. The answer of the side of the answer resembles that of the second side, so it is negative. Or we can take it this way. When the two sides are differs, when two sides here differs, we have a negative result here. And the product is 5 times 3, that is 15. So the answer is negative 15. For another example, we have the positive side here. So the side of the answer follows that of the second side. So it becomes positive. Or we can take it this way. When the two sides are the same, we have a positive side. Okay? So we have the positive side here, and the product is 5 times 3, that is 15. Then we have the result positive 15. Here we have a negative side coming first. So we can see that the answer of the result is reverse that of the second side. Or we can take it this way. We have a different side on the first one and the second one, so we have a negative result. If the two sides differs, the answer is negative. And the product here, we have 5 times 3, so we have 15. So the answer is negative 15. Okay, then we come to another result. We come to another example. The first side is a negative one. The first side is a negative one. So the side of the answer is reverse that of the second one. So we have a negative side reversed to a positive side. Or we can take it this way. The side of these two are the same. So we have a positive result as the answer. And the product is 15. So we have a answer positive 15. Positive 15. Okay. How about division? Division are similar. Division of side number are here. Similarly, the side and quotient is calculated as below. the rule is just like that of the multiplication. When the first side is positive, the second side remains. So here we have a positive side here as the first side. Then the answer resembles that of the second side. Positive, negative, or we can take it this way. When both sides is positive, the answer is positive. When both sides differs, the answer is negative. Okay. How about when a negative side comes to the beginning? Here, when the first side is negative, then the answer, we have an answer reverse the sign of the second one, from positive to negative. When we have a negative side here on the first one, then the answer have a result reverse that of the second one, so it becomes it reverse from the negative to positive. Or we may take it another way. When the two sides differ, we have a negative result. When the two sides are the same, we have a positive result. Okay, we can repeat it this way. When the two sides are the same, we have a positive result. Two sides the same, we have a positive result. When the two sides differs, we have a negative result. When the two sides differs, we have a negative result. Okay. During the calculation, we first determine the sign and then the quotient. Okay. Let's look at the sample. When positive 6 is divided by positive 2, so we have the two sides the same, so we have a positive result. Or when there is a positive side at the first one, the second side remains as the result. So anyway, it is positive here, and the quotient is 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the answer is positive 3. Okay. When a positive 6 is divided by a negative 1, so here the two sides differ, so we have a negative result here. Or we can say when the positive side comes first, then the answer resembles that of the second, so it becomes negative. And the quotient is 6 divided by 2, that is 3, so the answer is negative 3. Or we have here a negative side start at the beginning, so the answer of the sign of the answer reverse that of the second one, from positive to negative. Or we can say that these two sides differ, so we have a negative result. Okay. And the quotient is 6 divided by 2, so it's 3, so the answer is negative 3. For one more example, we have a negative 6 here divided by negative 2. We can see that the two sides are the same, so we have a positive answer here. Or we can say that when the first side is negative, so the answer has a sign reverse that of the second, from negative to positive. And the quotient is 6 divided by 2, so it is positive 3. Okay, let's come to a mixed operation. In a mixed operation, we have multiplication and addition here mixed together. Okay, when negative 4 times positive 5 plus positive 3 times positive 2. So we do the first part. We do the multiplication first here. Here, the first side is negative, so we have an answer reverse that of the second side, from positive to negative. Or we can say that these two sides are different, so we have a negative result, and the product is 20. And then we have a plus here, and the first one is positive, then we have an answer remains the result of the second one. Or we can say that these two sides are the same, so we have a positive result. and the product is 6. Okay, then we go to the next step. Here, the first side is positive, so the answer remains. The positive side remains here. So we have negative 20 plus 6. Then the result is negative 14. Okay, one more example. When negative 4 is times positive 5, and yet the result minus positive 3 times positive 2. Here we have the sign differs, so we have a negative result here, or we can say that the first side is negative. Okay, so the answer, the sign of the answer reverse that of the second, so it becomes from positive to negative. And plus here remains, and here the two sides are the same, so we have a positive result, or we can say that the first side is positive, so that the answer is the same as that of the second. So it is positive 6. And this negative one, the two sides differs, so we have a negative result. So minus 20 minus 6, we have an answer minus 26. In here we have the same. The first side is negative 4 times positive 5. Then we have a different result, a different side, so the answer is negative. So we have negative 20. And here we have a plus, and the first side is positive, so the side of the answer remains that of the second, or we can say that these two sides differs, so we have a negative result. So here we have negative 6 here. And to the next step, we have the first side positive, so the answer remains that of the second side. It becomes negative 6. So we have negative 20 and negative 6 here, and it makes up to negative 26. And the fourth one, negative 4 times positive 5 minus positive 3 times negative 2. These two sides differ, so we have a negative result, so it becomes negative 20. And here we have these two sides differs, and we have a negative result, so it becomes negative 6. And this side is the same, so we have a positive result, so we have positive 6 here. Then we have negative 20 and positive 6, that gives a result of negative 14. The result is negative 14. Okay. Here we have quite near the end. A positive 4 times positive 5. We have the same sign, so we have a positive result, and the product is 20. And this one positive and one negative, so the two sides differs, and it becomes a negative result, and the product is 6. This one is also one positive and one negative. The sides are differ, so we have a negative result. So we have a negative 6. Or we can say that here we have the positive as the first one, so the answer becomes the false that of the second one, so it becomes a negative 6. And positive 20 minus 6, we have the answer positive 14. The sixth one, okay. Positive 4 times positive 5. The answer here is positive 20, because these two sides are the same, so we have a positive result. And these two sides differ, so we have a negative result. And these two sides are the same, so we have a positive result. So it becomes positive 20 plus 6. Because we have the same side here, so we have a positive side. And then positive 20 plus 6 becomes 26. And here we have negative 5, negative 4, and negative 5 times multiplies together. So we have the same sign. They are the same sign, so we have a positive result here. Or we can say that the first one is a negative one. So the answer reverses that of the second from negative to positive. Then it becomes positive 20. And here the positive side goes down. And the first one is positive, so the answer has a sign resemble that of the second one. Or we can see that here these two sides differ, so we have a negative result, and the product is 6 again. And these two sides differ, so we have negative result, and the product and the answer here is 6, so we have a negative 6 here, and plus 20, positive 20 minus 6, it becomes 14, positive 14. Okay, we nearly come to the end. Here we have two sides the same, so we have a positive side here. So here is positive 20, and these two sides differ, so we have negative result here, negative 6, and these two sides is the same, so we have positive side here. So here we have positive 20 and positive 6, and when added together, it gives positive 26. Oh, here is a more complex operation. Here we have a numerator and a denominator. The numerator is negative 6 and positive 5. And the denominator is negative 3 and negative 2 here. Okay, and this is the first term, and this is the second term. We can see that we can have a cancellation here, just as we are doing normal mathematical operation. So here we have 6 is the multiple is equal to 2 times 3. So we cancel 3 here, and we have 2 at the numerator. Then when we come to about the side, these two sides are the same, so we have a positive side here. So it becomes positive. When doing the cancellation, we have positive 2 here. Okay, and when we go to the second term here, here are both 7. They can cancel each other. The side here differs, so we have a negative result. So here is negative 1, and here when 2 is cancelled with 4, we have a result of 2. However, the sides are different, so we have a negative result here. When we have here both negative, so we can have a positive side here. Okay, when we come down to here, we can see that we have a positive 2, and here is a negative 2. Then they cancel each other with a result of 1. And the side here, because they are different, so we have a negative side here. So the final answer is a negative 1 and a positive 5 minus positive 2. And these two sides differs, so we have a negative side here, and it becomes, and these two sides are different, so we also have here this side is negative. So we have minus 5 and minus 2, and it becomes minus 7. Finally, we come to the last one. Here, we see that at the numerator, there is a negative 4 and positive 5. Then by adding these two together, we have positive 1 as the result. Okay, and the product here, because these two sides differ, so we have a negative side here, and the product is 6. When we go to the second term, here, this positive 1 and this positive 2 and this positive 2, we can cancel them. We can cancel each other. They can cancel each other. So here we have remains with negative 5 at the numerator and negative 3 at the denominator. And these two sides are the same. So we have a positive answer here. We have a positive result here. And the number 5 and 3 comes down. Here we have one positive and one negative. So the answer have a negative side. And it becomes negative 1/6 minus positive 5/3. Okay. Then how about the next comparison? We have to make the denominator the same. So we multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2, when we have the numerator as 10 and denominator as 6. Here, now we have the numerator, the denominator are the same. So, and this side, these two sides differ. So we have a negative result here, and it becomes minus 1/6 minus 10/6. Then it becomes minus 11/6. And this is the end. Is that clear?